Hey everyone, how are you all? So it's been a few weeks since I've been on here and speaking with you, and there's been a lot going on. My husband and I had a trip to Berlin, and it's been a few years since I've been back to Berlin actually, probably about 17 or 18 years. And the changes were, of course, immense. And it's always that way if you think about it when you go back to somewhere after a long time, that there will be changes. But really, with Berlin in particular, since the reunification of East Germany with West Germany, there have been so many changes. So when I have been to Berlin before, I had spaced it, and I think that they were like 2 years apart. Maybe there was 1 year where I went twice in a year. So I went quite a few times because I used to live in Frankfurt. And every time I went back, there was something changed, like, building work, and there was so many things going on all the time, and it really made me think of change because change is possibly the thing. Well, it's the inevitability of life, isn't it? Change, like, we change as we grow older, we change as we age, we change all the time in our thinking, in the way we see the world, in our jobs, in what we do. There's that constant change, and it's the thing that's the most difficult, I find, really, with people and with clients. The thing that is the most difficult to really get our heads around change, because it can really pull you in directions and really kind of make you think and challenge you. And that challenge can be good or bad, really, with the change. If it's change that you want and you really are hoping for, or if it's change that you're dreading and that you do not want. So there's that whole thing around change, and it's that inevitability. It's that one thing we cannot change. So change, yeah, really made me think about it. And we have, first of all, we have the full moon, which is tomorrow night going into Thursday morning. So I want to talk about a ritual with the full moon, and also how change can be showing up for you. But when you're holding on to so many things, and when your whole life is full to the brim, change can be difficult because there are things which you are holding on to so that you cannot bring anything new in, so that change can't happen. So if you think about it in a really simple way, if you're holding on to two things in your hands, and you're holding and holding and holding, but there's something else that you want to grab onto, you're not going to be able to grab it because you're holding on to something. So you have to let go of that thing in order to then grab onto something else. So I hope that makes it a little bit more understandable around why we have to let some things go so that change can come about and that new things can come in. So I want to share the letting go exercise that you can do at the full moon. So why I let letting go at the full moon is that you can really embrace that fullness of the moon, the whole of it, the totality of it. And you can actually say to the moon, this is what I'm giving to you. I am letting go of these things and giving them to you, so that the fullness of the moon can take them and dissolve them and let them go. So I just really like that ritual aspect of letting go at the full moon. So it'd be wonderful if you'd like to try that too. And there are three sentences or phrases that I use I let go of, I release, I no longer need. And what I do is I will be writing sentences with the start, for example, I let go of, and then whatever it is I want to let go of. I release whatever it is I want to release. I no longer need whatever I no longer need in my life. And I will write lots and lots of sentences looking at the way my life is at the moment, energy, things that I might want to change, personality things, physical things, emotional, everything. So really think of anything in your life that isn't working for you, anything which doesn't feel good, anything that you're always in two minds about doing, you're never really sure about, but you do it anyway, perhaps out of habit, or that you've always done it that way. Those kind of things, write them down and say them out to the moon, let them be, and then tear up that paper and let that go. So you're not necessarily thinking about it again. You're not, dwelling on those things. You won't be thinking to, the morning after, oh, I let go of this. It's you've let go, and then you kind of stop thinking about them and let them be. And then the following full moon, you do the same again, and you write down what you would like to let go of again, to release again, and notice what things come in. Maybe some of them were the same things because they need a little bit longer to let go of, a little bit more work to be done. It's not a magic potion. You don't just click your fingers and those things go. It might be that there's some actual internal work that you need to do first for those things to release. And you might notice that new things have come up in that month, and actually those are also not for you. So it's like you want to let go of those immediately. And you might notice that your list gets shorter, like during the months you do it. You might notice that you feel better, that you feel different, that you feel a bit lighter. And this is really what this ritual is for. That feeling of lightness, that feeling that you can let go and nothing bad's going to happen. You don't need to hold on to everything. Certain things have had their time with you. They've had their purpose with you, and it's time now to move on to the next. So see how that feels. Let me know if you do it. Even if you just want to do it for 1 month, just to see how it feels and what comes up for you, be wonderful to know. And the really big change at the moment for me is kind of thinking about myself as a writer or writing. So I'm moving away definitely from my coaching practice, and also from a lot of meditations that I've been doing as well, and really, really moving into this writing self where I'm sitting and writing, and the poetry's flowing, but also the words and the prose, and it's just a different way of being. And change in itself, when you start changing, can be really scary because you're going into that unknown. You don't know what to expect, and you're doing things which you're so unsure of. And it's those little steps. So, each day doing those little things, changing, maybe still doing a little bit of the old and then bringing in the new, and slowly working around it and seeing where this is taking you. And I'm really, really doing that with my writing, because at the moment, for me, it's a healing process, and I'm doing it primarily for healing, and kind of seeing where it's taking me. I'm giving myself that space to write, that ability to just sit and to be with the words, and they are flowing, which is wonderful. And it's just allowing that thing, and not maybe also not having a preconceived idea around it, because it's like, oh my God, I don't really know what I should be writing, or what I could be writing, or what a writer's life looks like, and all of those. But kind of not thinking about that, not having those preconceived ideas, but just simply giving myself space to be in this change, because it is a change to my life. So it's being with the change and seeing what comes from it, and maybe not having those expectations that we often have around change. And maybe those expectations are what makes change so difficult to do, because we already have those kind of like expected outcomes. So when we start changing, we're like, well, I already want to do that, and I know it's going to bring this about. And actually, maybe we just need to be with the change and just allow it to happen, and then see what the outcome is. So my lovelies, I will leave you with that. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Please let me know if you do the full moon ritual. Be wonderful to hear. And also just to hear how you are. Let me know in the comments. And I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye.